Hey everybody, it's Romania Black, and we're on episode 8 of Attack on Titan Junior High. I'm so excited because, 1, 8 is my lucky number, and 2, I have this thing called the Rule of 8. If you've seen any other shows on my channel, whenever there is a season of something that is 11 to 13 episodes, usually the 8th episode is like that turning point into, now normally in a 3-act structure, it's the turning point into the final act, and usually like the twist happens, there's something that's like pretty critical to the plot that happens, it's a great turn into setting up for the finale. It's usually a great episode for that reason. But Attack on Titan Junior High doesn't really follow any narrative structure in like building to any type of climax. It's very episodic and it's just a bunch of skits tied together. So I don't think the Rule of 8 will apply for that reason. But the 8th episode of a short series like that is usually a good one no matter what. So, and I know this is going to be a good episode because Erwin's going to be in it. I've been waiting all season ever since the very start of this series with the first image of him shown. I was like, when are we getting Chibi Erwin? And I've waited for it. And then the preview last episode said we were going to get it. So darn it. I'm so excited. I can't wait. I really can't. I'm very excited to hopefully finally get some Erwin content in this Chibi series and see what he's like. I don't know. I'm really excited though. So yeah, yep. That's pretty much what I'm looking forward to, is just mainly Erwin, but knowing this series, it's going to be a solid 30 seconds and that's going to be it. But I'll take it because we built up this long. So yeah, and there's also supposed to be something spooky about it. So I don't know, Halloween Attack on Titan Junior High, I'm into it, but let's not waste any more time. I've been excited all day. I've been ready to watch this episode, and so we're not going to waste any more time. We're going to start episode 8 of Attack on Titan Junior High here in 3, 2, 1, and let's do this. It's like, are we getting Ozaki-kun with Bertolt Annie? I'm here for it. I'm here for it. So, yeah, oh my gosh, this episode. Of course, it makes sense that Erwin's purpose is to, his whole point is to do the whole who is the enemy line, and that's his line from season 1 that's going to be passed on throughout this. Oh my god. But honestly, there was stuff in this episode that I'm pretty sure was from season 3. Frida is season 3. I don't think we ever see Frida in season 2. I'm trying to think back of when we would, because we don't really get anything. We don't get Krista establishing herself as Historia until season 2, episode 5. We don't, so until then we didn't really get any of her backstory. Episode 6 is Warrior. 7 and 8 and 9 are Eren getting taken into the forest. 10 and 11 are like the children in charge episodes, and then Scream is 12. We don't get Frida at all until season 3. So if you're watching this in season 1 of the series and you see this girl in white with the long black hair, you have no clue who she is until season 3, and then you're gonna be like, that's her? And the fact that she interacts with Eren, that's so genius. That's next level. I love it. So yeah, getting the whole crew, everybody there, as Hanji's like evaluating the sports festival from last episode. And we see Mike in the background. Mike is so freaking tall. But her saying, and it's Chemo da Minchi. Is it Chemo da Minchi? That's the test of courage. So it's basically them going throughout the high school at night to try to find any ghosts. And I like that in this, when she's like, the year 1 students picked a fight with us, I like how Sasha like chokes on her yam and Eren's like, what, fight, who, me? And John's like, oh, we did do that. So, man, of course this episode skirts the line of what is real and what's not. Like, Frida is the real ghost, and then the stairs thing is obviously like a freaky thing, a supernatural thing. But then some things like Oro and like the Mona Lisa being Petra with the mask, and then Gunter and the other guy being Knack being in the Titan suit, so the Colossal Titan and the Attack Titan. Like, that stuff is all explainable, right? But the Levi with the head thing, I don't see how that's explainable. And then they had Hanji with the will-o-wisps, but then like Levi and the ghost, it's like, it just skirts the line of ridiculousness. But of course Erwin's purpose is to be like, who is the enemy? Of course it would be, and he's the advisor for the group. And they had the 57th test of courage, of course. So Annie wasn't in this episode, but if we're going back to like season 1, Annie would have been trapped in the Titan skin, in the Titan armor stuff for the moment, so she wouldn't be in this at all. But it is sad that we don't see Annie. Annie probably would have been like Mikasa, and she wouldn't have been scared. Mikasa was not scared at all. Mikasa was just like, it's the seventh wonder. I love that we get Hanako in this, and then Armin being visibly terrified the entire time, and then Eren and Jean being like, we're not terrified, and they secretly are very terrified, like showing how similar they are. I'm with Armin. I am not a horror movie fan. I am freaked out by like haunted houses. No thank you. But his expressions are so cute. Like Armin's little face throughout, where he's just like, I'm scared of the dark, and hiding behind Mikasa. And Eren's like, oh, you scare easily, but his legs are shaking. I feel like with Jean and Eren, this episode was a really good reminder that they put on a front. Jean and Eren put on lots of fronts of being like, oh, we're fine, but we're really not fine at all, right? And that ties to them in the actual main series a lot. Whereas Armin, for all his lying that he does throughout the series, he's not very good at it because he shows a lot of genuine emotion, right? And so Erwin being like, what do you see? Oh, God. Then that's his only purpose. I'm like, damn it. If that's all we get out of Erwin out of this whole series, what a waste. What a waste. But he does look really good. And Daisuke Ono's voice is like, yes, please. But he's like, I'm sorry, I scared you. And then he's like, I'm Erwin Smith. And so like, so Komon. And so they have the idea that they're going to put, and I like that somehow Sasha ends up with, I guess they put Sasha with Ymir's crew solely for the gag that when Krista runs off with Frida, with Ghost Frida, that Ymir's running around with Sasha. That was the whole gag, is that she thought she had rescued Krista, but she actually rescued Sasha. That was the whole point. Fun times. Reiner, it's so relieving to see Reiner look, like, confident in this whole series, because he just looks so confident, because it's season 1, season 2 Reiner, before he has this devastating blow to reality, right? So you have to go to the visual art room, the music room, the science room in that order. And write your names on the blackboard. Yep. The rules are so simple, even a kid could follow them. I love that Levi's like, this is the easiest thing in the world. Like, really. And so, I like that Petra's like, we'll meet y'all in the gym, huh? And Eren's like, the upperclassman isn't gonna go first? What? And then I like that Jean's like, oh, are you scared? And he's like, unlike you, I want a test of courage right now. And then they both secretly don't. Yeah. I don't like the fact that we agree on something. Yeah, they're both terrified. And Mikas is just like, whatevs, we'll just do it. But yeah, it's ridiculous. And so I love that the whole time Armin is just like, he's just like, I don't want to go and I'm scared of the dark. Like he's just clinging to Mikasa. And Connie has that little like fish face of face. Yeah. And so of course they have the flashlights and they're going through the hallway there. And of course Eren has the one. Eren is the one with the flashlight. Of course he is. Eren's leading the way, shining the light in the darkness. Of course he is. Right? As they're constantly talking about speaking. And I forget that the face that Erwin makes when he tells him like to get loose and set and like charge and everything. I thought for a second it was like his let my soldiers rage face. I thought it was that, but it's not. It's his face from season 1 when they make the initial charge. That's what it is. I'm gonna say first and foremost, this image of the Titan of Eren with like the grizzly Titan teeth and the black goop coming from its eyes, that is the scariest damn thing in this entire series so far. What the fudge? Who did that painting? And what is it? And is that supposed to be Frida? Is that supposed to be the ghost of Frida? Terrifying. I'm sorry, but what? I wonder if that was supposed to be a hint that Frida was an actual ghost that in this. And so yeah, the crew already got there and wrote their names with the heart. I'm assuming that Ymir is the one with the heart along with Historia. Yeah. And of course, I love that Jean and Eren are fighting with the chalk. And then they look at the Mona Lisa. Yeah. And it's this number 1, the smiling Mona Lisa. The laughing Mona Lisa. It's pretty freaky. Yeah, and everyone's scared faces are really well done. Yep. I like that Mikasa just casually walks out like, eh. And meanwhile, So Bertolt and all of them got to the art room first, but then they made a pit stop when they stopped at the bathroom. And I love this Bertolt being like, why do you think girls want to go to the bathroom together? And they're like, beats me. But Reiner saw the ghost of Frida too. Interesting. But Reiner and Eren are the same, right? Interesting that Reiner saw it. Ugh, and then the ghost with a smile on its face. Ugh. That's freaking creepy. No thank you. He said it was nothing. Ugh. Yeah, and then all the stairs and stuff. Yeah, and that's the seventh wonder, right? And so they do the Hanako thing, but then the ghost replies back, which we know is Frida, and it freaks him out, right? Oh my god. And that's why the whole gag is why they brought Sasha into this group, so that she could make the gag of Ymir thinking that she saved Krista, and she did not. So yeah. So we have all that, and then we go to the next room, and I love that Armin is so freaked out. He's like, if we see all the seven wonders, then misfortune will befall us. And Eren's like, well, we don't want that to happen. Eren's voice actor, Yuki Kaji in this, had the time of his life, I'm sure, recording these lines. He does such a good job in this episode, acting like this scared little kid, and then calling out, like, for Mikasa and stuff. It's freaking great. I love it. And then I love that Jean's, what do they say? Like, misfortune will befall us? And Jean's response is, my never-ending popularity will come to an end. Never, King Jean. Never will happen with you. And Connie's like, could it be that the curse is the reason I flunked on my test? I'm like, no, that's just because you're stupid. We don't get to hear what Eren thinks his misfortune will be, though. I love that the little heart comes out of, like, Armin's tongue. Like, he's like, the heart comes out of his throat. And then, of course, he grabs a hold of Eren, and we see that it's Oro. At that point, it's like, oh, and then all the instruments get thrown at them. God, their scared face is great. So, and of course, Eren runs ahead of everybody. Eren keeps moving forward, and he runs ahead of everyone to end up on the stairs alone with the mirror. And here's the thing. It's a mirror of Eren. It's such a clever little breadcrumb if you think about it, because he looks at the mirror of himself and sees Frida in the mirror, but then we find out in season 3 that he ate the founding titan that was Frida. So yeah, it's like the most clever little nod that we're gonna get her eventually, and then she's inside of him, right? Because she's inside the mirror that is of him. And he's like, it's just my imagination. And then when he opens his eyes, he sees her in front of him. Yeah. And she has like the scary Titan face. Yeah. The fudge. That's terrifying. Yep. And then of course, and I like that Mikasa, that Armin and Jean have been grabbing a hold of Mikasa, following her close. And the moment she sees Eren, she like runs, and they both like collapse behind her because they were holding on to her. Oh my God. And then she sees Eren down the stairs. And he's like, oh, hey, Mikasa. And then nothing. I just slipped down the stairs. Nothing at all. No problems. And so then, yeah, the thing with Bertolt and Reiner going up and down the stairs, like, that's kind of supernatural and freaky, right? Like, that seems like it's caused by a literal ghost, which is her. And then Ymir and Krista Ymir and Sasha are still chasing each other. But then we go to the stairs, and yeah, and so then the ghost of Frida is gonna scare Historia, and she's like, oh, what's wrong? I love that Frida comforts Historia just like she does in the anime, because it's her sister. So then yeah, the group goes to the science room, and then we get the two that are dressed up like the Titans. It's fun. I love when they run away, they carry Armin like a burrito. They're just like carrying him to the stairs. It's really fun. It's cute. I like it. And then I love Mikasa's like, we're done for. We're cursed. Like, I love how she says it's so monotone. It's great. But then, yeah. And then we cut to the stairs. And we cut to Historia and Frida sitting on the stairs. She's like, oh, so you got separated from your friends, huh? Just like she does in season 3. Just like she does in season 3. Gets separated from her friends. And then, yeah. She's like, I'm so scared. And then she goes, oh, don't let your nose run like that. Like, oh, you're cute, Krista. You should act like a proper lady. Like in season 3 with the book, which he tells her to act like Ymir from the book. I'm just baffled we get some season 3 stuff this early on. Like, that is crazy. And she's like, even if it's a test of courage, you shouldn't walk around late at night like this. You'll become a delinquent like me. So she says she's a delinquent. And she's like one of the Titan shifters. And then she says, I don't mind becoming like you. Uh-huh. Do you think I could be like you when I grow up? And it's just like season 3. And she's like, don't bother, stay as you are. Uh-huh. Wow. Just the nods to that so early. And then Ymir comes to see her, and then that's when she disappears. I love that little spin around that she does with Ymir. It's great. But yeah, and Ymir's voice actress too. Like, Ymir's voice actress getting to scream and stuff. And then Frida's gone. I like that, I do like that Levi is number 4, right? Because isn't number 4 usually like isn't number 4 like one of the main players? If not the center, but like one of the main guards maybe. I feel like the player that's always number 4 is like really important. Makes sense. But yeah, and they all run around in denial of everything. And then the cannon comes out, and the cannon seems like it's tied. Bertolt and Reiner run from the cannon, because that's from season 2 in the tower, right? Because in season 2, Reiner has his arm bit by the Titan saving Connie, and then they throw the cannon down the stairs at the Titan. So yeah, that would make sense, right? That would make sense why he runs from the cannon. That's funny. I wonder why the cannon was included, but maybe it's a nod to those episodes in season 2. But yeah. Then, of course, the cannon, everything crashes on Oro, and Levi's like, I'm done. You're tearing up the gym. And they all find out that it was all a bunch of optical illusions. Yep. And then they ask, oh yeah, so the girl in the white clothes. And Levi's like, white clothes? Who are you talking about? There's nobody like that here. And so Eren's like, what? And that's when Erwin's like, it was one of the 7 wonders. For the record, Gunter is wearing like a zip-up onesie of a Colossal Titan. Do I want to own that onesie of a Colossal Titan? I do. I really do. I don't know if I'd want the Attack Titan one, but I want the onesie of the Colossal Titan. That would be amazing. Wow. And so he's like, she hasn't noticed that she's become a ghost and is wandering around looking for someone to scare. And then Mikasa kills the fly, and he's like, what did you see? And he's like, what are you saying? I didn't see anything. But it's funny because it's Frida, and it's tied to Eren and him becoming the Titan shifter. Oh my god. Amazing. That's so good. And then you have Frida above the basketball goal. That's so crazy. What? So then there's the preview. So we get a summer festival. We get like Nozaki-kun style summer festival. And Bertolt, I can't believe they're previewing so much of Bertolt having a crush on Annie in this series. But yeah, so Bertolt wanting to ask Annie out. Okay, I'm here for it. I shipped for a long time Bertolt and Annie. So yeah. But oh man, this was a really fun episode. But I'm still floored by Frida. That's definitely consuming my thoughts right now. But it was a really good episode. I love the animation of all of the characters, of Armin and the others, especially when they're scared, was great. It felt right out of the manga. And the animation of Armin being scared, and then Eren and Jean not wanting to admit that they're scared, but that they are. The inclusion of Frida in this. And then, obviously, the voice acting. The voice acting was probably my favorite aspect about this episode. Yuki Kaji's voice actor just having the time of his life. Just being scared, because it's been a while, I'm sure, but yeah, Yuki getting to act as Eren and being like unobligatorily just scared without having to like put up the front of like, oh no, I'm tough. He's like, no, it was wonderful. So I'm very curious to know your thoughts down below. This was a great episode, but I wish there had been more Erwin. I wish they would have gave us more Erwin. They just have him do the 2 lines and then just introduce himself, and that's it. Boo. That's all we get. How dare you? But what can we do, right? So I'm very curious to know your thoughts down below, what you guys thought. But I'm pretty excited about it. Anytime we get romance in Attack on Titan, I'm here for it, because we never get it. So if we get more shippy moments next episode with Bertolt and Annie, I'll take it. I'm all for it. Sure thing. But yeah, in any case, I hope you all have a wonderful week. Please stay safe, take care, and yeah, I'll be back next week with episode 9 of Attack on Titan Junior High. Bye.